Hi everyone, my name is Matt Williams. I'm a tutor in politics here at Jesus College at the University of Oxford. Today I'm going to talk you through a past interview question for law. The question is this: if the punishment for parking on double yellow lines was death and therefore nobody did it, would that be a just and effective law? Now, a good way to start getting into a question like this, as with any interview question, is to just answer it honestly and accurately. So, do you think such a law would be just and effective? A common answer to this would be, well, if you put people to death for parking illegally, that's going to work. It's going to be effective. It's going to have the desired effect, but it would be quite obviously unjust. And that's a great start because you set out your stall and you allow the interviewers to develop their line of questioning, which is likely to inquire as to what you think justice means. If this is so obviously unjust to you, what would make it just? What makes any law just or unjust? As we start to explore what you think about that, we can also start to gauge the connection potentially between the justice of a particular law or policy and its effectiveness. So let's say you conclude that this law is quite obviously going to work, it's going to stop people parking on double yellow lines, but it's going to be horribly unjust. Well, I might sort of push back and sort of suggest, well, what about the possibility that because this law is so obviously unjust, that it wouldn't have an effect, people wouldn't follow it, it couldn't be implemented, that any government that tried to implement such a thing would be overthrown in bloody revolution? And what I'm doing there is I'm not trying to say you're wrong, revise your thinking. I'm just trying to stretch you, I'm just trying to challenge your way of thinking, just to check that you've considered other alternatives to your own line of argument. And also to check whether you've considered the possible interlinkage between the justice of a policy and its effectiveness. What we might ultimately do is start to get into the weeds of all of the question wording, because ultimately lawyers trade in semantics. I mean, of course, lawyers do a lot more sophisticated work than that, but that's one of the basic skills of a lawyer, is to arbitrage around the meanings and interpretations of words. And it's not just the words just and effective that are interesting in this question, but also the word parking. What does it mean to park as opposed to stop a vehicle? This is where we might sort of start to suggest that the key difference is intent, that if someone stops a vehicle intentionally, that's parking. But if their vehicle stops because it's run out of gas or petrol, or because the engine's broken down, or because they've just been crashed into by another vehicle, then that is stopping, not parking. And that could be a crucial difference in assessing the relative justice or effectiveness of any policies to tackle illegal parking. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments, how you would answer this sort of question, and we'll come back with a few more of these short form interview videos if you like them. Let me know. Thanks so much for watching. All the best. Bye now.